Just thought this would be more of a catch-up vlog and a bit of a chatty vlog because I have lots and lots to say. I am looking at what to have for dinner, and I am going to have a very lazy girl dinner tonight. So far this book has been really good. It's called The Names by Florence Knapp. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my channel and to another vlog. It has been a while since I've vlogged. It feels a bit weird speaking to the camera again because I'm trying to get used to it again. But yeah, it's been a couple of months. I think the last time I vlogged was May, at some time in May, and we are in mid-August. So yeah, it has been a while. Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot that has happened over the summer. So I thought I can use this opportunity. I also found my mic, which I just thought this was definitely a sign to get back into vlogging again. I just thought this would be more of a catch-up vlog and a bit of a chatty vlog because I have lots and lots to say. Before I get started, I just want to mention I've just come back from Pilates. Oh my God, it's my first time doing Pilates reformers, and I went to a place called Tally Lagery. I think it's quite well known. So if you're in Edinburgh, I think you will know where this is. This is a top of Picardy Place. I think it's Picardy Place. It's just before Elms Row in Edinburgh. So if you're based in Edinburgh, I feel like I was the last one to know. I feel like lots of people know about this place. It's a very popular Pilates place here. That was my first time, and I don't know what I was expecting when I went there. I just thought, you know what, I've been wanting to get fit for ages. I've been, sitting on that couch watching TV and doing the usual stuff that I usually do. And I just thought, I'm going to book myself into a class. I'm going to have a productive Saturday of feeling fit and doing stuff. So I booked myself in that class this morning. Oh my God. It was hard. I have never experienced something like that. I was shaken. My legs were shaking. My arms were shaking. At one point, I felt my whole body was shaking. It's a lot of strength. I didn't realize how much strength you need to kind of keep doing the movements that you're doing. You're using all your core muscles. It did feel good. Afterwards, I felt great. But in the middle of it, I did at one point think, what the hell have I just done to myself? What did I get myself into? It was fun. So the Tally Lagery place does do an introductory offer of £45 for 3 classes. I think it's definitely worth it because each class is usually £25. So if you book a single class, and I think they do have like a 5-class pass and a 10-class pass, but the 3-class pass, I think really good value for money. So if anybody like myself who's never done reformers before and wants to try it out, have a wee taster of it, then I would absolutely recommend. And the place is really nice. It's quite central, easy to reach, and lots of bus links, and the tram link is right there. So yeah, definitely recommend going there. But I would say do book the foundation class. Okay. I thought maybe in my head, I'll book the foundation class and then I can just go and do the other classes. No. I'm definitely going to be booking foundation for the next 2 classes as well, because you just need to get used to the machine and get used to being on the machine and knowing exactly what moves to do. And as I spoke to the instructor after we left, she said that once you kind of get used to the moves and you know what you're doing, then you can go and try like the other classes. And I'm like, right, I feel like I might have to do like 10 foundation classes before I even attempt to do anything more difficult. But I massively do recommend. I did feel like a boost of energy afterwards. But yeah, now getting back to the proper catch up. Yeah, I've just been absolutely just busy. I've had a very busy summer. Lots of social events. We've been having the most fantastic weather. This is like the best summer we've had in ages. So just been enjoying being out and about, just having nice long walks in the sun, sitting in the park, reading my book. It was just been a very nice time, and definitely loving the whole soaking up the vitamin D, the natural vitamin D that we're having. So yeah, it's been really, really good. Apart from like enjoying the summer, I have also turned 43 this summer as well. So that has been an experience. I don't know what it is. Since I've turned 40, I feel like I have limited time. Obviously, we all have limited time on this earth. But if you had asked me at 23 what the next 20 years would feel like, I don't even think I could comprehend what the next 20 years would feel like, because I've just not fully like experienced 20 years. Now at 43, I can definitely tell you 20 years is like nothing. It's like a flash in the pan. It's so quick. So now that I know I have this thing of like, I need to be out and about and do things, and I want to experience everything, and I don't want another 20 years to go by and I look back at it and think I didn't do anything productive with my time, and I didn't do anything worthwhile, or I didn't experience the things that I wanted to experience. So I've been kind of pushing myself to go out of my comfort zone and try new things. That's why I was at this Pilates class, because I don't think I would have ever went to a Pilates class, because I find things like that a bit intimidating. Going to a place, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it did feel a little bit intimidating, because I did go in there and everybody looks like a wellness girly. You know what I mean? Like they had the whole gear on, looked amazing. They all look like they've been doing this for a while. And there's me with like this massive t-shirt on with these like leggings that have been in my wardrobe collecting dust in the back for like 10 years or something. And also I feel like everybody else was like a lot younger than me, in their 20s. And I was a bit like, oh my God, I hope I keep up with everybody. So I think I just need to get over that fear and just get myself out there. So I've been doing a lot of that, just putting myself out there. And even though it does cause me massive anxiety to be in places where I'm not the most comfortable, but I am always glad that I do them, because here I am vlogging, and I haven't vlogged in a while. As I said in the beginning, I have not vlogged in ages, but it has made me get motivated to do things. So Pilates and exercise and doing those things is definitely something that I'm going to keep up with. I've already booked my class in for Tuesday. So yeah, I'm going to be doing more Pilates, doing more things that takes me out of my comfort zone. So that's that. So yeah, that's been a positive experience. What else? We bought a flat, guys. So we are officially property owners again. I don't know if you've ever watched my first ever vlog. My first ever vlog was last year in September. And the whole point why I started this channel and vlogging was because we had made our mind up that we were going to sell our house. We were living in the outskirts of Edinburgh, basically just before the motorway where IKEA is. So we were like in that area in a new build development. And we've been living there for like 3 years, and we're just like, you know what? It isn't for us. We just bought this after COVID, and we just felt like we needed to have a garden and all this kind of stuff. And the house was nice, but it was a new build and it just didn't feel like us. So last year we decided we're going to sell our house and we're going to buy closer to the city centre and live somewhere that we were part of a community, because it didn't really feel like we were part of a community in the new build development. It just kind of felt like you were surrounded by lots of people and lots of houses, but there was no coffee shops. There was no places for us to go and sit down and just talk to people or get to know people. It felt very kind of isolated. So we decided that we wanted to go back into the city centre. And I was going to document all this. So that's why I was vlogging. And it wasn't the journey that I expected. I don't know, because we bought a new build, everything seemed a bit more simpler when we bought our new build. But looking for a property, trying to buy a property in Edinburgh is so, so difficult. It took us such a long time to find a property. Well, it took us a year to find a property that we liked and put an offer in and for it to be accepted. So that was the whole thing. We had put so many offers in before, just rejection after rejection, which massively made us feel so demotivated, and we would stop looking, and then we'll be like, no, we have to find a property. So we go back into the market and start looking again, and then we find a property that we really love, put an offer in, which we thought was a good offer, but there's always somebody there who is paying a hell of a lot more. So our offers were always being rejected. So finally, we put an offer in a flat we saw and it got accepted. So we are going to be moving next month. I wasn't saying next year, God forbid. No, we're not going to move next year. Next month we're moving, and we cannot wait. This flat is lovely. It is very central. It's next to a beautiful little high street with lots of shops and coffee shops. And yeah, it just feels like we're part of a community, which is nice. We've already kind of walked around the area. We love the area. Also, we know the area quite well, and we're close to everything, which is what we love. Well, it's what I love, because then I don't drive. So it just feels good to be next to transport links. And also, where we are moving, I can walk to a lot of places as well, which is great. So yeah, so that's going to be our next little adventure. And I cannot wait to actually document everything, because I absolutely love everything that is home stuff. I love the whole thing. And this flat definitely is a beautiful flat, but it needs a lot of TLC. It definitely can be a lot more beautiful. It has the bones to be the most incredible flat for us. And we just need to put a lot of TLC into the flat. So I cannot wait once we get the keys. And I think we get the keys next, I want to say 18th of September. Can't remember top of my head, but next month we're going to get the keys, and I cannot wait to show you around and give you a little bit of a tour. Sorry, that is Dexter in the back, jumping up on the cupboards again. And also we have a separate kitchen. Honestly, guys, the pain of living somewhere with pets that is a living room kitchen situation, it's just so hard to keep the cat off the counters. It's such a painful experience for me, because it really irritates me when I see Dexter on the counters, because every time we cook, every time we do anything that we are around the kitchen, we have to wipe the counters down again, because he's always on them. So this flat has a separate kitchen, thank God. So we can shut that door and keep the pets out. I really like a clean kitchen. So it's just been hard to kind of live in a space where it's your living space and kitchen together. I think if we didn't have pets, it wouldn't feel as claustrophobic as it does. Just because we have pets, it just feels like, we're on top of each other, and it's just nice to have a separate room away from everybody as well. So if I'm doing something in the kitchen, I can just shut the door and have a bit of peace and quiet and do something, or vice versa for Sean. Yeah, so that is a plus point of our flat as well, having a separate kitchen. And honestly, you didn't think that is a plus point, but in Edinburgh, it is. I will definitely will do a video about our whole experience of the pros and cons of us buying in Edinburgh, because I feel like the Edinburgh market is like a whole separate game from anywhere else you buy. I feel it's very London like, because anything decent that comes in the market, it then becomes a bidding war. They'll put a closing date in and there'll be like 15 offers for the flat or whatever property it is. So yeah, there is like a lot to talk about when it comes to buying a property in Edinburgh. But I will do a separate video on that, guys, because I feel like it needs a video on its own. So that is the catch up, guys. I have updated you guys with everything that's been going on. I am looking outside and the sun is shining. So that means I am out of here. I'm going to go for a bit of a walk. I'm going to grab myself a smoothie and probably sit in the park and soak up some sun rays. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I am back home, guys. It was really, really nice to sit in the park and just read a few chapters of my book. And unfortunately, the coffee shop was closed and I didn't get my smoothie. But apart from that, sitting in the park and reading my book was really good, because I have been getting back into the whole reading, and I have gotten through, this is like my third book. So I'm quite proud of myself, because I feel like I've been saying this throughout my previous vlogs that I am gonna start reading more, doing more, and I never do, and I just end up scrolling TikTok for like 3 hours. But no, I'm making changes, guys, and yeah, just feels good actually. So Pilates, eating healthy, reading my book, getting some sunshine. I feel like I've had the best day today. I'm starving at the moment. It is like 6:30 and I am looking at what to have for dinner, and I am gonna have a very lazy girl dinner tonight. I'm gonna make myself some ramen noodles. This is like my DIY ramen. So I just boil this and I add a little bit of chicken and some coriander, and I've got some chili oil and a wee bit of I grate some ginger in there as well, just to give it some flavor, and make myself a little makeshift ramen bowl.
Folding laundry, one of life's little pleasures.
So guys, I am in bed right now. I've had such a long day. It's been a good day. It's just a very tiring day. I'm starting to feel the burn from my Pilates. So I'm resting my legs. I'm supposed to meet Sean as well a little bit later on. So I'm just going to rest a little bit before I meet him. I'm going to try to read a couple more chapters of my book. So far, this book has been really good. It's called The Names by Florence Knapp. I'm like a quarter way through and I've been really enjoying it. It's basic and it's a really good concept as well. Like, it's an interesting concept. So it starts off, I'll just give you a wee little summary. It starts off with a woman called Cora, and she's walking with her 10-year-old daughter to the registry office. She's just had a baby boy and she needs to register his name. And she's in a little bit of a difficult situation because she wants to name her son Julian, and her husband wants to name him Gordon because that's the family name, and every male child, at least one boy, if they have a boy, is named Gordon. Her husband is called Gordon. His dad is called Gordon, and you know how it goes. And then the little girl, the daughter, wants to name him Bear. So these three names are going through Cora's head. She's kind of like a little bit of a difficult situation. And her husband also is an absolute dickhead. So he's not a very nice guy. So the idea of calling him Gordon is really not sitting with her well. And she really wants to call him Julian because that means Sky Father in Latin. And she thinks that by giving him that name, he has a better start in life than being called Gordon, which, as her husband is not a nice person, she doesn't want him to be tainted with that name. And she also does like Bear as well because it's a name that his big sister wants him to have. So each chapter is basically titled the name of one of the three names. So just for example, if he was named Julian, there's chapters in this book called Julian. So if his name was Julian, the outcome of this little boy's life by having the name Julian. And then there's chapters based on Bear and chapters based on Gordon. And I just find that whole concept quite interesting. So far, as I said, I'm a quarter way in, and he's a little boy's in primary school, and you get to see him as a Bear, as a Julian, and as a Gordon. So that's why I really enjoyed the book. I feel three different storylines. Yeah, so far really, really good. So I will give you a proper review once I am done. I'm aiming to finish this hopefully. I say hopefully, no, I am aiming to finish this month. So I will give you a proper review by the end of the month. As I said, I am going to rest for a little bit because I'm meeting Sean and we're going to go for a bite. Well, he's going to go for a bite to eat. I've eaten, but I will be going for a little drink. And yeah, just enjoying some more of the sunshine. So I'm going to call it here. It has been so good to be back vlogging again, and hopefully I will be vlogging sooner than later, and I will have a chat with you guys in the next one. So I will see you next time.